Dad, te tengo una buena noticia. Si nos cambiamos a Verizon, nos dan 4 líneas por el precio de 3.
¿De verdad? Es como si la cuarta línea fuera gratis. Ok, una para mí, otra para tu mamá, una para ti y la cuarta para...
Para mi novio.
¿Excuse me?
Dad, mira, quiero estar en contacto con él todo el tiempo, hasta en las vacaciones.
Pero vamos a estar fuera del país.
No importa. Cuando viajas con Verizon, tu teléfono también lo hace. Imagínate. Puedes hacer llamadas, textear. Así, yo estoy contenta.
Y yo también.
Que empiecen las vacaciones y los ahorros con My Plan de Verizon. Cámbiate hoy y llévate una cuarta línea para quien tú quieras por el precio de 3 por solo $30 por línea al mes en Unlimited Welcome y AutoPay más impuestos y cargos. Además, usa tu teléfono en el extranjero con Travel Pass en un país que elijas 3 días al mes por $10 al agregarlo a My Plan. Visita tu tienda Verizon en DC. En el plan Unlimited Welcome, los datos Unlimited 5G y 4G LTE podrían ser temporalmente más lentos que los de otro tráfico durante una congestión. Roaming de datos nacional a velocidades 2G. Se requiere tener una línea suscrita a My Plan para los 3 días de Travel Pass. Se aplican términos adicionales.
Building a portfolio with Fidelity Basket Portfolios is kind of like making a sandwich. It's as simple as picking your stocks and ETFs, sort of like your meats and other toppings, and managing it as one big, juicy investment. Now that's pretty good. Learn more at fidelity.com/baskets. Investing involves risk, including risk of loss. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC. Member NYSE SIPC.
At Capella University, we believe accessible education can make a difference. That's why we offer scholarship opportunities to all eligible students. Un futuro diferente está más cerca de lo que crees con Capella University. Learn more at capella.edu.
This week's episode of the Fangirls Podcast is brought to you by our sponsor, 24/7 Moving. Hello and welcome to the Fangirls Podcast, a place for fun, fandoms, friendship, and most importantly, fangirling. I'm Julie, and today we are talking about the highly anticipated Season 2 of Shadow and Bone. And who better to fangirl with us today than our special correspondent, Melinda. Welcome back, friend.
Good to see you again. How are you?
I am great because we have been waiting so long for Season 2.
So long. I'm
Jiminy
parched.
Christmas. But also, we have missed this whole cast. We have missed this whole story. This was a treat during the pandemic, and we have waited so long for Season 2.
Amen to that.
I would say the only thing that I would say was keeping me or holding me over for Season 2 was all the amazing BTS that Netflix was posting of the cast. It not only made me excited, but it just made me love this cast that much more. So I saw bloopers. I fell in love with the cast reactions to their own scenes. There was an end scene that Ben Barnes was not involved in. You got his reaction of this specific scene, and he was completely caught off guard. He was like, oh, well, I mean, I'm not in it. Why would I care? And then he was so invested. And he was like, oh, dear. Oh, dear. And I was like, protect this man at all costs.
Mm-hmm.
I love this guy. But I also love the new cast members and their take on their scenes. Did you have any favorite BTS scenes from this season?
I have a few, actually. One of them is, it was on TikTok where they had each of the cast recreate the "fine, make me your villain" line.
Oh, okay.
And then and so you had every cast member doing their best impression of Ben Barnes, and the very last one was Ben Barnes doing it. And then he ended with, I don't really think I'm all that bad.
He's not. He's a gem.
He's a gem. And another one is, speaking of Ben Barnes being a gem, like, the cast, as you were saying, they're really close.
Right.
And they're late 20s, so they were always out partying. And here you have Ben Barnes, the elder millennial, in bed by like 10 p.m. And I was like, same. You want me to go out at 9 p.m. and not be back until 2 a.m.? I get it. That was great. And then another interesting tidbit was I had found out that Jack Wolf, who plays Wylan, he actually composed the song that Wylan plays on the piano in episode 2, I believe it is.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's a musician, and he was told basically what the sound of the music would be for the Creatureverse.
Okay.
And he composed it.
This cast, incredibly talented.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of the cast, you've got some casting for us.
I do. We have Jessie Mei Lee is Alina, Archie Renault is Mal, Patrick Gibson is Nikolai, Louis Tan is Tolia, Anna Long Brophy is Tamar. Freddie Carter is back as Kaz. Amita Suman is Inej. Jack Wolf is Wylan. Kit Young is Jesper. Ben Barnes is Kerrigan. Zoe Wanamaker is Bagra. Danielle Galligan is Nina. And Callahan Skogman is Matthias. That's a list. And
But it was
there's more.
right? And this is a amazing ensemble cast. We had to cut our list short, folks. Be advised. The cast on this show is solid. Well, I'm ready for some tea. Are you ready for some tea?
Let's spill it.
All right, folks. This is the part of the show where we spill the tea. If you have not watched season 2 of Shadow and Bone, get on it, folks, because we're about to spoil all of it for you. All right, serious question. This one hits me hard, okay?
Okay.
Which is your favorite season so far?
Oh, it's a toughie.
You know.
But I'm probably going to say I'm going to go with season 2.
Okay.
And it's a difficult choice, but I think everyone's pretty much topped their game this season. It was really good. I like both.
Obviously love both. I'm going to go season 1 just because that came out of left field. You hooked me. You got me right in my feels, folks. But I absolutely love the direction that they're taking season 2 in.
Yes.
I did not want season 2 to end. I was like, there has to be more episodes. Don't tempt me with a good time. Come on. There were a lot of couples on this show that I was rooting for. Who are we shipping this season?
I am shipping Jesper and Wylan.
Okay.
But also I am invested in Inej and Tolia.
Don't get me wrong. I'm glad Mal and Alina had their moment.
Yes.
And that their storyline happened. I was hands down rooting for Jasper and Wylan the whole time.
And then whenever Jasper said something that set off Wylan and he went to Tolia for advice on what to do.
Read him a poem.
I love that friendship so much.
Yes. Runner up, hands down. Tolia and Inej. I was like, this is not season 3 material. This is still season 2 material. You need to tell me more. Come on.
And the way that when he held her hand out and she looked at it like, oh, he's not wearing any gloves. Like, no, honey, he's not.
Get it, Inej. Get it. I am rooting for you. Tolia, total heartthrob.
Mm-hmm.
Where have you been, sir? Where have you been?
Mm-hmm.
You want to read me poems? Let's do this. Tell me all the sonnets. I am here for it. There was so much going on this season. And I know I immediately wanted to jump into the 3rd book after the 2nd season ended. Speak volumes to how well the show is doing. But there were some major plot twists that I could not have predicted. I was in it for the ride. What was the biggest plot twist for you?
But I think the biggest one for me was finding out that Mal was a distant Morozova relative.
Okay.
That came out of left field for me.
It did. Yeah. Related to the Darkling. Are you kidding me right now? Yeah,
that was a shocker.
This was brand new information. I mean, Alina becoming the Darkling or the new Darkling. And then Nikolai is now going to be a shadow monster. I was like, no, don't get me wrong. I was very distracted with all the ab action. I was like, sir, can you put your shirt back on so I can focus on your owie in your shoulder? That's what I need to see. This is, oh yeah, rubbing alcohol is not going to fix this one. You're infected. And seeing that happen ahead of the coronation, I was like, oh, this isn't good for you, bud.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on here? And then when we see what happened to Alina and to see her become that Darkling, I was like, oh, it's like Starsky and Hutch. They're gonna ride off into the sunset with each other and recreate the fold. There were also some Easter eggs in this show that weren't obvious until after the fact. I might have picked up on 2, but what did you pick up on?
Well, the one that I looked up was the last episode towards the end, and the bee lands on Zoya's shoulder.
Okay.
Now the fold is this desert. There's no life. And all of a sudden there's a bee. So apparently in the Grisha verse, in the book King of Scars, basically what happens is that miracles start popping up all over Ravka when the fold is torn down. And the bee is a symbol of one of the Ravkan saints, who is Sancta Elisabetta.
Okay.
And it turns out that the fold didn't just have Volcra, it also was a jail basically for 3 other saints. And that included
Whoa.
Sancta Elisabetta. And
Okay.
Zoya in the books interacts the most with Elisabetta. So that is a huge Easter egg for what's coming up in season 3.
Okay, that's exciting. The moment they showed the sea serpent's last vision and that vision being Mal, I immediately knew. I was like, oh, he's the Firebird.
Oh, you knew then?
Yeah.
Nice.
That was the thing that stood out to me. And I was like, he's not going to die. He's the next target. He's the next thing. And I remember Alina seeing the Stags last vision from season 1. So I was just like, oh, they're foreshadowing. Here we go. I also just loved how his storyline tied so beautifully with Alina's. The second they dropped the sea serpent Easter egg, I was like, all right, Firebird, let's see what you got. I want to see all your powers. I want to know all of it.
So I scoured the internet for these, but basically season 2 is based off of books 2 and 3
Okay.
in the series. One of the difference from the book and the show is that in the show, Alina chooses to find the sea whip, but in the book, she's kidnapped and is forced to find it on the Darkling's behalf.
Oh.
So, right. So also, Alina does not accept Nikolai's marriage in the books. After they tear down the fold and Mal is brought back to life, she loses her powers. And the two of them basically go into hiding. They go back to that orphanage where they grew up from, and they live a very quiet life. And then that's kind of where their story ends. But the series changed it so that she's accepted the betrothal, and now she has the new Darkling powers. And they're such a central part of the story that it makes sense that they want to keep them around for the series. Also, so the heist of Nashenir, that doesn't appear in the books. That was created for the show.
Okay.
But the sword is mentioned in The Lives of Saints, and that is a book that Alina actually reads throughout the series that we can also read as well.
We can buy this on Barnes & Noble.
It's a book that we can buy, and it's based off of the book that Alina reads in the story.
Shut up and take my money. So all that Shu folklore. And I'm in. All right. Well, I've got some honorable mentions.
Okay.
Absolutely loved how Mal and Alina's storyline intertwined and their destinies lined up. That was perfect. I don't think they could have done that any better. She's the Sun Summoner. She's now also the Darkling, and he's the Firebird. So he doesn't have his powers anymore, which, I don't know, pull him towards Alina. That was heartbreaking. But I feel like they'll find their way back somehow.
They do in the books. In the books, she loses her powers. So this is a new storyline that we're venturing into for season 3. I'm giving a shout out to Callahan Skogman, who plays Matthias.
Okay.
He filmed his scenes away from the cast. Like, he was not a part of their grouping.
Right.
And he was kind of disappointed that he wasn't able to connect with everyone in the way that he was watching them build relationships.
And he at least had Nina for the most part.
Yeah.
Last season, he was the Lone Ranger. But I wanted to see more of him and Nina. What I am manifesting for season 3 is more Nina and Matthias in season 3. Can we get a Darkling spinoff because I'm selfish and want more Ben Barnes? Please. Or at least a dream sequence.
Can it be a prequel? Like when he
was good.
He was, right? Like, I would love a prequel. Just anything more with Ben Barnes. That'd be great.
And, okay, question for you. We now know, so Alina is the Darkling. Nikolai is her shadow monster. Who is Ben Barnes' shadow monster? Because that would be prequel material.
Oh.
Like, that's what I want to know. If this is how the story goes, you get infected. Who's your friend? Who was your partner in crime? So, but also, does she have Sun Summoner powers still? On top, like, is she both? Is she bilingual? Tell me more. Tell me all the things. Season 3, we need you here right now.
I know. I can't wait another 2 years.
And now it is time for the Spotlight of the Week. Looking to move? 24/7 Moving is a full-service moving company based in LA. At 24/7 Moving, they understand moving can be overwhelming sometimes. and they see this as their responsibility to alleviate the pressure and stress. Their professional team provides fun, friendly, and secure local and long-distance services throughout the U.S. Their highly skilled and well-trained team has combined experience of over 3,000 moves, including commercial and residential. They deliver smooth and stress-free moving and packing services at affordable prices. I've personally used 24/7 Moving and have never been so impressed with a team of movers in my life. They weren't just fast and efficient, they were affordable, and the guest service was unmatched to anything I've ever worked with before. For more information, visit them online at 247moving.com. Looking to donate some of your old books to a good home? Look no further than your local Little Free Library. Little Free Library is a nonprofit organization based out of St. Paul, Minnesota. Their mission is to be a catalyst for building community, inspiring readers, and expanding book access for all through a global network of volunteer-led Little Free Libraries. For more information on Little Free Library, head on over to the link in our show notes. The Fangirls Podcast is brought to you by Believe Podcast Network, and we want to thank you for listening to our podcast. Be sure to tune in every Wednesday on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts for a new, fun fandom episode of the Fangirls Podcast. Our 100th episode of the Fangirls Podcast is right around the corner, and in true Fangirls Podcast fashion, we're keeping it 100 with a week-long celebration. Be sure to follow us on social media for all the fun fandom festivities, and be sure to tune in every Wednesday for a new episode of the Fangirls Podcast. Disclaimer time. Hit it, Melinda.
We here at the Fangirls Podcast are not affiliated with the following: Netflix, Le Bardugo, 21 Laps Entertainment, Chronology, and Loom Studios. We're just really big fans who probably also would have made a deal with the Darkling because he's very charismatic, okay?
Yes.
Very, very charismatic.
Hey, Fidelity. What's it cost to invest with the Fidelity app?
Start with as little as $1 with no account fees or trade commissions on U.S. stocks and ETFs.
That's music to my ears.
I can only talk.
Investing involves risk, including risk of loss. Zero account fees apply to retail brokerage accounts only. Sell order assessment fee not included. A limited number of ETFs are subject to a transaction-based service fee of $100. See full list at fidelity.com/commissions. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
At Capella University, we believe accessible education can make a difference in people's lives. That's why we offer scholarship opportunities to all eligible students. Whether you're considering a bachelor's, master's, or doctoral degree, our teams will walk you through the process and help you get the savings you're eligible for. Furthering your education is an investment in yourself. Entonces, ¿qué estás esperando? Un futuro diferente está más cerca de lo que crees con Capella University. Learn more at capella.edu.
Ever felt defeated by cravings? You're not alone. Henry Meds is here to help support your weight management journey.
Since I joined 4 months ago, I've lost 25 pounds and it has changed my life.
Henry Meds' personalized compounded GLP-1 meds shipped to your door. Take back control with treatments designed to reduce appetite. Schedule a free online evaluation with a licensed provider at henrymeds.com/audio and get $100 off your first month. Results may vary. Not all patients are eligible. Compounded medications are not FDA approved. Consult a healthcare provider to determine if treatment is right for you.
Riley Herbst from 2311 Racing checking in. Got a break in between team meetings? Sounds like the perfect time for some fast-paced fun at Chumba Casino. No waiting, just instant action to keep you going. So next time you need a pick-me-up, fire it up and take a spin. Play now at ChumbaCasino.com. Let's Chumba!
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See T&Cs. 21 plus. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
Doug. Limu and I always tell you to customize your car insurance and save hundreds with Liberty Mutual. But now, we want you to feel it. Cue the emu music, Limu.
Save yourself money today. Increase your wealth. Customize and save, we say.
That may have been too much feeling.
Only pay for what you need at LibertyMutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Savings vary. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.